exactly standing on breadlines. Yet. No, I'm not asking for your help. I've never asked for any man's help, and I never will. But I am saying that you've got to do something, and do it darn fast. All right, we'll talk about it on
Friday.
On Friday at the White House. Goodbye, Mr. Listen, Mr. President. Why don't we bury the hatchet and you come here with Mrs. Roosevelt for supper Christmas Eve on your way to Hyde Park? Good, I'm delighted. Goodbye, Mr. President. I thought he was going to say yes, but never asked him. Grace, call Al Smith and find out what the Democrats eat.
Yes, sir.
The package from Tiffany's?
Yes, sir. Arrived this morning.
Good. I'm going to give her this thing and tell her I want to adopt her. Where is Ellie?
She's upstairs in her room, sir, writing another letter to her friends at the orphanage. I'll have Drake call her.
Fine.
You don't have to be nervous, sir. She's going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
She is. And I'm not nervous. And get her down here.
Yes, sir.
Miss Annie, Mr. Warbuck will see you now.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. Hello.
Hello, Annie. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you, sir?
Fine.
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 Annie, the time has come for the two of us to have a very serious discussion.
You're sending me back to the orphanage, right?
Annie, can we have a man-to-man talk?
Sure.
I was born into a very poor family in what they call Hell's Kitchen, right here in New York. Both my parents died before I was 10, and I made myself a promise. Someday, one way or another, I was going to be rich. Very rich.
That was a good idea.
By the time I was 23, I made my first million. Then, in 10 years, I turned that into 100 million. Boy, in those days, that was a lot of money. Anyway, making money is all I've ever really cared about. And I'll tell you, Annie, I was ruthless to those I had to climb over to get to the top. Because I always believed in one thing. You don't have to be nice to those you meet on the way up if you're not coming back down again. But lately I've realized something. It doesn't matter how many Rembrandts or Duesenbergs you've got. If you've got no one to share your life with, if you're alone, well, you might as well be broke and back in Hell's Kitchen. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
Good.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I guess not.
Darn. I was in Tiffany's the other day and I picked up this thing for you.
Gee, thank you, Mr. Warbuck. You're so nice to me.
I got it engraved.
Gee.
It's a golden locket, Annie. I noticed the old broken one that you always wore, and I told myself, I'm going to get this kid a nice new one.
Gee, thank you, Mr. Warbuck. Thank you very much.
Well, here, we'll just take this old one
No,
off.
no, please don't make me take my locket off. I don't want a new one.
Annie, what is it?
This locket. My mother and father left it with me when they left me at the orphanage, and they're coming back for me. And I know being here with you for Christmas, I'm really lucky, but I don't know how to say it. The one thing I want more than anything else in all the world is to find my real mother and father, to be like other kids with folks of my own.
It'll be all right, Annie. I'll find them for you. I'll find your parents for you.
It's okay, Annie.
I'll